Well, here we are, the final video in my BT9 limited review series. After watching this, you should hopefully be fully prepared for pre-release weekend and your LGS is not going to know what hit them. Before continuing, please make sure to go back and watch the prior videos to get a full accounting of all the cards in the set, along with an explanation of the ranking system I'm using. Today we have a small number of cards, but they are packed with excitement. They are the super rares and secret rares. Now there is every chance you won't see a single one of these cards in your sealed pool, meaning if you do, there's going to be a strong inclination to play them. Today I hope to show you which of these cards are actually worth including in your deck and if they live up to their elusive natures. Let's dive into the rankings. Kicking us off, we have Digimon X, a powerful card that earns the rank of A. This card will continue to gain you extra memory as you attack your opponent down, giving you incremental advantage to overwhelm them with. This is a good enough effect on its own, but if you have an X antibody in its sources, it is absolutely backbreaking and easily an S rank card. You'll be able to swing, blow up basically any of the opposing Digimon, and still gain an extra memory from the security check. Probably the second best payoff for X antibody in the entire set. Gallantmon X is another mean card that can take out a body when you evolve into it, with a failsafe of unsuspending itself, earning a B rank. An X antibody in this situation gets you a more powerful version of piercing that is a lot more flexible than the keyword. If this only cost 3 to evolve into, I'd probably move it up to A. Metalgarurumon X is a B rank card that can make a nice temporary defense or potentially net you an extra attack. Again, it can potentially creep up a ranking with an X antibody underneath it. Magnamon X antibody is a potentially game-breaking card, putting it all the way to S. On its own, it's just a body that's frustrating to delete, but it is so powerful with X antibody that it may just be the best card in the format, or at least second best. It's very important to note that the opponent's turn effect is not once per turn, meaning this can effectively prevent your opponent from attacking your security at all. Their only option to get past is to swing with a Digimon bigger than it, in which case you can either let it through or sacrifice your Magnamon and in fact gain a security from the whole exchange. You can even turn on this effect with one of the two uncommon armor forms in the set. Set this card up right and you could effectively just win on the spot. Grandis Kuwagamon provides an answer to some of the big DP beaters in the set, but what earns it the A rank is the sheer power of using X antibody with it. You'll be able to attack twice every turn while also exposing your opponent's Digimon to swings. Pretty terrifying to overcome. Gaiomon earns an A by being one of the few cards that doesn't require much setup to make work. It is always a 13k Sec +1 beat stick that reboots itself out of danger. With the color rules of sealed, you're going to be able to very often get this into a position to de-digivolve an opposing mon and get in an attack with blitz, and it even counts as a Greymon, giving it some extra synergies. Baihumon is S rank and one of the best cards in the set, beaten only by a probably set up Magnamon X and Dexmon, who we'll talk about in a moment. Baihu ends games, either by using its effect to get you up to 2 additional swings in a turn, or by absolutely wrecking opposing security. We don't have the Ragnarlord combo spice to go with it, but putting one of these down early really sets the opponent back and is very difficult to play around. Dexdorugoromon is the first and only C on this list. You're going to invest a lot of memory into what is essentially just a big Digimon that might reanimate a rookie when it dies. Even if you evolve it from trash, it's not the most powerful effect and is telegraphed enough for your opponent to play around by not swarming the board with Digimon of the same level. There's just better things to run in the level 6 slot. Ordainemon is a straight F of a card. Without DNA Digivolving, this is just a big expensive card that does nothing other than be hard to kill. With DNA Digivolving, it's a huge blowout that could just win you the game, but unfortunately it's very unlikely you'll ever get to see that happen. There are faster clocks and harder to delete cards than this, so unless you're feeling very bold and have an army of purple and yellow level 6 Digimon, I'd advise against ever putting this card in your deck. Omnimon Merciful Mode is a much better example of a level 7 Digimon and earns an A rank. You're going to be able to delete at least one Digimon with its effect, and can potentially make it multiple with the Raidenmon package, which you wouldn't really be able to use outside of this format. On top of that, it has a secondary effect that speeds up the clock on the opponent and puts pressure on them to either finish you off or deal with a card that's pretty hard to eliminate. Onto the secret rare cards now, and we'll start with the underwhelming Alphamon Uryuken at B. When you get down to it, this is really just a big body that can pop a Digimon or two. Nothing wrong with that, and it's perfectly playable, but the most impressive thing it will do is just flex on your opponent that you pulled a secret rare. And finally, we did in fact save the best to last, as not only is Dexmon an S rank, but it is also, in my opinion, the best card in the format, with zero setup required. After looking at all these cards that have had us saying, if you have the X antibody option, or with the right setup, it's very refreshing to see a Digimon that just says, play this and you basically win. All you need is a level 6 to Digivolve on top of, and you can cripple your opponent's board while simultaneously making it extremely hard for them to rebuild. You can even just hard play it and blow them out completely if they've tried to go wide on you. This is a staple in Constructed for a reason, and even there it's annoying to deal with. In a format where almost none of the removal can touch it and very few Digimon can attack over it, the most common response you'll see to this card is, yeah, I scoop. And so we come to the end of our BT9 limited review. I had a lot of fun making this, and I really hope it's helpful for you. So take this knowledge and go forth, conquer your game stores in the name of Plandana. In all seriousness, I'd love to know if you found this series helpful, if you think I did a good job of ranking cards, or if there's some glaring errors I should fix. If the response is good, I'll be back for BT10 to do it all over again. If you like this video, click the like button. If you use this advice at pre-release, leave a comment about how it turned out. And if you want to see more content, don't forget to subscribe and check me out on Twitch, Discord, and Twitter. Until next time, thanks for watching.